Hey, what is happening, guys? It's Cargo94, and today we are playing the Stanley Parable. Big shout out to Josh, by the way. I will leave his YouTube in the description below for recommending this game. I've seen a few clips, it looks really fun, so we're just gonna get straight into it. End is never the end, never the end. Alright, let's.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day, of every month, of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-ending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
It's like one of the movie sets they see when they make a room.
Something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Oh, kind of stretch, Alex. Yeah, I was saying it's like one of them Hollywood sets where like they make separate rooms and then like stick a camera on the empty wall. Let's have a look. Oh, the sensitivity is strange. That noise is kind of satisfying. It's slow in game, but on the. There we go. Hey. No phone calls, no nothing, no colleagues. Hello?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
There goes.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
I mean, if I'm the only one here, who can I blame? You farted. I love Mondays. No.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Hey, someone's left a computer on. That's Terraria. Ooh. The plans to take over the world.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
No. Ain't the boss of me.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
He's so sassy. Oh.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the
Gimme.
just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Well, that's a trip hazard. Also, who put a cup on the floor?
Yes, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
No. Ooh, Roman.
Stanley was so
plans.
bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Hey, come on now, that's uncalled for. Oh, are we like... Is it like the office? Just like Dunder Mifflin with all the papers. Jump from the cargo lift while it is in motion will cause death. Penalty for misuse of cargo. Then penalty. Jumping off. I mean, if I die, who are you going to charge?
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult.
Do I do it?
The fact is that the story has been about nothing. But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Thanks, guy. He's so sassy, I love it. Fine, let's see.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open, this was not the correct way to the meeting.
Establish
room,
this.
And
You're not my
Stanley knew
boss.
it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Oh, I'm admiring it.
Yes, this room. But eager to get back to business,
Stanley
Stanley took the first open door on his left.
What eager buns here.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired.
But I have to
years
get on a
ago.
platform, I'm assuming. Can he jump?
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you?
Yep.
Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something
Danger
beautiful.
everywhere. Because I'm the
it.
danger?
Let me prove that
Blah,
I'm
blah, blah.
on your side. Give me a chance.
Stand on this side of the fence. You do about it?
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
I'm not listening. Did you say blue door?
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
Blue door?
I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door.
Blue door? Okay.
All right, fine, go
Why
ahead,
does he want me to go
Stanley.
for the blue
You
door?
want to
Right?
know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you. You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map, because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out
Worth it.
specifically for
Worth
you?
it, guy.
Do you not think I put a lot of time into that?
No.
Because I did. And in the
Took
end,
you
it was
5
all
seconds.
for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design.
Vehicles
and
would
give
be
me some
cool.
Feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
Okay. Ooh.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here. A 1?
Boring.
I mean, I can understand if you had reservations, you saw ways the game could be improved to more fully express itself mechanically and artistically, but a 1? That's not even helpful. What am I supposed to do with that?
More fun.
But I guess it isn't my place to judge. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly
Yo, let's
candid,
go.
I
Log
think I've
in,
knocked it out of the
dude.
park with this one. Let's take a look.
Ooh. The Stanley Parable Worldwide Leader. My number one. Neil. God. Oh well. Means I gotta try harder.
Now,
It's
would
the
you say
same
that
route.
competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors?
Oh,
Again,
boring.
honest answers,
More
please.
fun.
Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect.
Oh, let's
Let me
go.
boot it up. In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to
That
move
is
him
not
back
a baby,
to the
that's a...
right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail.
Imagine a
It's
baby
very
that size.
meaningful
How do you
game,
carry it?
all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I
Did
think
eyes
the
follow?
old world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you
The
give
baby
it 4
looks
hours
cold
of play
though.
to
I
make
got
sure
close.
it's effective. Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
Ooh, what's that?
You heartless bastard.
Hey, no swearing.
Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try.
On
out.
vehicles.
I'm done.
Vehicles.
It's over. Thank you for playing.
You're
Your
welcome.
input was extremely valuable.
Thanks, guy.
Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain. Let's see.
Yo, log in. Another game. Can I play like Minecraft?
Yes. This
I
seems
can?
like
Let's
it'll
go.
work. Let's give it a shot. Well, Stanley, is this any better? At last, the one thing you've always desired. A game I had absolutely
What?
nothing to do with. But is it enough? Tell me that, Stanley.
Can you hear
Will
me?
it ever be enough? Well, I'll say this. I'm done making things for you.
Yo.
From now on, I will only create to fulfill a greater artistic purpose. Watch this, Stanley. I'm going to build a house. This will go here, no, here, and then...
Yo, what is this house, man? That's a...
Let's see, what does it need? Yes, of course. And just to finish it all off, yes.
Yo. Can I
It's
go?
complete. I made this, Stanley. Look at it. Gaze upon my work of
That's a
art
terrible
and feel
house, dude.
ashamed at your own inadequacy. Ah, but you've only seen it from the outside. You've only gotten half the experience. Please, step inside and make yourself
Ooh, thank you,
comfortable.
thank you. Thank you, good sir.
Isn't it grand? Isn't it
Ooh.
perfect? It could only be better if... Wait, that's it. We must rebuild it out of diamond. Diamond everything.
Yeah,
Yes,
dude.
yes, yes. Come along, Stanley. We have to go mining.
Oh. I'm shocked there was Minecraft in this game. We're so getting sued.
Oh my, it looks like it's going to get a bit dark. Have you brought
Yeah.
a light?
I've not got one. Let me check. Nope. Sorry.
Oh, no, 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 no. This is far more open-ended than I had in mind. I'm looking for something more narrow and linear. Something that makes you feel utterly irrelevant. This won't do at all. 1 out of 5. Even the diamonds couldn't save this one. Okay,
I'm
game.
blind. I can spy this. Yo, can we play like Rocket League?
Yes! I don't even know what this game is, but I love it.
This Portal?
You, trapped in a glass box with no way out, listening to me talk. Oh, it's inspired. I couldn't have done it any better myself. What is this game even supposed to be? I can't figure it out. Okay, now I'm curious. Let's go find out what the hell this is.
I actually don't know what game this is. Half-Life? The throw things at people's head. Got it.
Oh, it's a puzzle. Critical thinking, Stanley.
Uh-oh.
Your forte.
Yo, let's go. Oop.
Genius.
Thank you, thank you.
No, actually, you know what? I think that's plenty. I really don't care much to see you stumble through any more of these games, and I highly doubt you're any wiser for the experience.
Woo! Filing cabinet. We go, guys. Oh, guy. Guy in the sky eating a pie. Do I just drop down? Oh, let's go. Oh my god, we're in there. What happened to my colleagues? Are they just like stuck in video games? Don't like that the guy doesn't talk anymore. It's quite scary. See the light? Oh, hello. That's. Wait, what am I actually supposed to do? I don't know.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I
No, that's
bring
me.
to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way.
Yes.
Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
Am I supposed to quit? Oh, what's happening? Ah, so that's one of the endings. Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Let's try the
Stanley
right way
decided
around.
to go to the meeting room.
I mean, the
Perhaps
wrong
he
way
had
around.
simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet
Board
there
meeting
was
time.
not a single
Tips
person
for
here
not getting
either.
fired. Talk less.
Feeling a wave of
Amazing
disbelief,
work.
Stanley
all the
decided
time,
to go up
every
to his
day.
boss's office, hoping he might find an answer
I
there.
just have a dispute with a coworker. Oh god. Hello.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on
There's
track.
loads of stuff in there. You got a broom in the broom closet. A tape. Like anything?
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow. Just an empty broom closet.
Or why are you
No
talking?
reason to still be here.
Hello.
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom
Oh,
closet.
but it's like
He
radioactive.
wasn't even doing anything.
I'm
At least
moving
if there
around,
was something
dude.
to interact with, he'd be justified in some way.
I can hear my
As
steps.
it is,
Oh,
he's
1, 2, 3,
literally
4, 5,
just standing there doing sweet FA.
Hey, dude in the sky.
Are you really still in the broom closet? Standing around doing nothing? Why? Please
Yes.
offer me some explanation here. I'm
Does I
genuinely
feel like it?
confused. You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out.
Hey, you were talking when I went in
Well,
here. Are
clearly,
you still
because
talking?
literally,
So
this
there must
closet
be
is
something
of
interesting.
absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it. Maybe to you this is somehow its own branching path.
Yep.
Maybe when you go talk about this with your friend, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favourite." I hope your friend.
It was my favorite. Would you like some cheese, Gromit? Would you like some cheese with your wine?
He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Okay, dude, now you're just being mean.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Downstairs? Oh. Can I press it?
But Stanley just couldn't do it.
Oh, can I go home?
He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished.
Hey, it was a
His
work
boss
break.
would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to
I
Stanley.
went out to get coffees
Maybe,
and
he
I went out
thought
to get milk.
himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously
Huh?
out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why
Let him
did doors
go.
close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating?
No, it's a new room
Stanley said
every
to
single
himself,
time.
this is all too
Like there's
strange.
teeny
This can't be
tiny little
real.
differences. Look, this
But
one's
at
got.
last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. "I'm dreaming!" he yelled.
Hey, the car's
"This is
gone.
all a dream." Oh, what a relief
Oh, never
Stanley
mind.
felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all.
Yay.
And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid.
Hey, don't talk smack about my
He
job.
imagined himself flying and began to
It is
gently
what it
float
is.
above the ground.
Oh.
Then he imagined himself soaring
Wait, I'm
through
flying?
space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and
Yeah, I was
thinking?
thinking that.
Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving
I'm
himself,
awake.
believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain
Living in
beyond a doubt
different
that
ways.
this was in fact a
Interesting.
dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control. That
I'm
this
in control.
was a dream. So he
Oh, yeah.
closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin. the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons.
Give me the buttons.
Please. It's all I want. I want my apartment and my wife and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine.
Just like one of the meditation things.
I am okay.
Okay. What's gonna happen? Yo, can we go home?
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone wake me up. My
Oh my
name is
God.
Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black. This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Oh?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work.
Oh my God, did I
But on
die?
this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
I am lost for words. Huh?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Huh?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps when Stanley came to a set of
Why
two
is it
open
reversed?
doors, he entered the door on his left.
This game is
Yet there
so
was not a
cool.
single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to
Hey,
his
broom
boss's office,
closet.
hoping he... Oh no, no, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be
Broom
patient and wait for
party.
you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time.
Ah, thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, let's go upstairs.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Hey, boss. Oh, it's executive bathroom. My goodness. Oh, boss is living it up
Stepping
here.
into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number. 2845. But of course, Stanley
know how I
couldn't
know that, but
possibly have known
I'm just
this.
gonna guess.
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random
Like a voice in
buttons
my
on
head
the
just
keypad,
tell me the numbers.
Stanley happened to input the correct code.
Oh,
by
we're
sheer
shut down.
luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Oh god. It's so slow. Where's the elevator music?
Scanning deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door
Mind
that
control.
read Mind Control Facility.
I'm escaping.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Oh. He's
The
violent
door
death.
behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
No, I don't have feet. I can't turn
At
around.
this point,
Remember.
Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Woo! Oh, my legs.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the
We'll be
big picture.
fine.
He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. So he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Huh?
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Who was that?
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
Oh my god, there's a door. Wait, did we get a good ending?
When every path you can walk
Yo,
has been
we got a
created
good
for you
ending.
long in
Let's
advance,
see.
death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that
These are
Stanley
nature
was
painting.
already dead from the moment he hit start?
Why? Why is it labeled? These are. Wait, employee database. I broke it. Ledger. Hello. He is the office. I ride a bike. What's that noise? Oh, oh, it's just all the endings. I've actually got like the insane ending. Alright, let's go.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free. Can you see? Can you see how much they need one
Can't see, it's
another?
dark.
No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward,
We'll be
you will keep
fine.
someone
It looks like a
else's
fun
path.
ride.
Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let time
I think we died, guys. Yo, is that the ending? Nothing's happening. I think that's the final ending. Well, GG, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.